Thanks. All right, in at number 7, before the atomic bomb, the worst explosion in history happened 100 years ago today, and a newly discovered journal offers the only eyewitness account of that day. The date was December 6, 1917. A Belgian ship had strayed off course and hit a French freighter in the harbor of Halifax, Nova Scotia. The freighter contained 3,000 tons of explosives. This is the dust cloud of the biggest explosion in the pre-atomic age. And this is the aftermath.
Whoa.
Smithsonian Magazine reports that the journal of Royal Navy sailor Frank Baker was recently discovered. He wrote, "Sailors 150 miles out to sea heard the blast. On land, people felt the jolt 300 miles away. The shockwave demolished almost everything within a half mile. Our first impression that we were being attacked by submarines. It created a tidal wave that wiped out a fishing village that had been there for centuries. The northwest part of Halifax was in ruins. 2,000 dead, 9,000 injured. And I have something of a connection to this disaster that happened 100 years ago today. My grandfather's family lived in Halifax, and his house was used as a makeshift hospital to treat the injured. He said he wrote a lot of essays on the disaster when he was a schoolboy. And so that was, he was the youngest of several siblings, so of course they all remembered it, but it was part of something you learned every year in school in Halifax.
Interesting.
Wow, Larry, there's something new I learn about you every day.
Yeah, it was a great story in and of itself, but then to have it connected to you is even
And so
better.
Boston, of course, my grandfather moved to Boston. Boston helped out Nova Scotia during that disaster, so every year Halifax sends a Christmas tree to Boston.
That's
Isn't
a
that nice?
beautiful story.
It is a wonderful anecdote.
Wow.
Thank you for sharing that.
I don't
Don't
ever
you make
expect
a-
you to touch my heart like that.
Yeah.
You know, that was...
Don't you also make a Nova Scotia chop suey?
That's
Oh,
where the
yeah.
Nova Scotia chop suey comes from.
Wow,
From my,
another layer.
That really
Another
fills
layer.